Go. Alright, you guys, so today we are going to learn about general education, but before we start off, I kind of want to get to know a little bit about what you guys know about general education. So who here took a placement test? Good. You guys got your placement for math and English, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then do you remember what level you got?
Remedial, or both.
The number?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, that's okay. That's part of what we're gonna kind of be reviewing. Do you guys know what math and English remedial classes are? No, that's okay. Can you guys give me an example of one of the remedial classes? Based on these options, do you know which ones are remedial classes?
Can you guess?
Yes.
The lower ones, 38 and the 96.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So remedial classes are classes that build you up to college level English and math. So once you reach to 100 and above, you are at college level. So those 96 and 38 do build you up to college level English and math. We're also as I mentioned, we're gonna be reviewing general education. Do you guys know what two areas of, do you know the two general education patterns that we have?
No.
Okay, we're gonna review that too. Do you guys know two areas of general education?
Yes.
Can you give me two?
Yeah. Language
Uh-huh.
and English.
Okay, good. We're on our way. Do you guys know two classes in Area E of general education, which is arts, humanities, and languages? So language is a subsection, but it's a part of the section, but do you have a specific class in that area?
Spanish class?
Uh-huh, that's on its way. Ashley?
Well, my guess for arts would be like theater.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Do you guys know how many classes you have to take for Area F, which is social and behavioral sciences?
No.
No, that's okay. We're gonna cover that too. Does anybody know what double counting a class means?
Where one class counts for multiple sections?
Oh, you're on your way? Oh, that's
Oh,
good, that's
okay.
good. All right, do any of you know any prerequisites for your major? What is your major?
I'm doing business.
Okay, and you?
Business.
Okay, so you guys are gonna work together. So we're gonna work on an activity at the end, where we're basically gonna learn how to double count. So we're gonna start off with the general education pattern. General education is something that you have to fulfill in order to receive a bachelor's. And eventually, since most of you do plan to transfer, is that correct?
Yes.
What do you wanna transfer?
Where?
Yeah.
I want to go to. Where am I going? Where is this?
CSU.
I want to go to state.
Okay,
Yeah.
what about you?
I want to go to San Marco.
Okay, okay. So this is actually the pattern that you're gonna be following. This is a CSU breadth pattern. That's the first one that's traditionally for CSU schools such as San Marcos, San Diego State, LA State. I can't think of other state ones at the top of my head, but this is the pattern that you would use. Then there's also the IGETC pattern, which is the pattern used for UC schools such as like UC Irvine or UC Berkeley. So you would follow that pattern if you're looking to go to a UC school. But they're very similar, and we're just gonna start off with CSU. That way you guys can get the basics down. So as I mentioned, you guys did get a placement test for math and English. You will first work your way up to college level math and English by taking the remedial classes, so anything below 100, as you guys kind of got familiar with it, and then going into college level English and math. English does touch base with Area A, so that's English communication and critical thinking. It does cover a speech class, and you guys need to take 3 in that area, Area A. Speech is Area A1, and you'll need to pick 1 from the speech classes. Written communication is basically either English 101 or 105. And then critical thinking is one of those classes. So you do have to take 3 classes in that area, but you just have to pick one from the options. Any questions so far? All right. So for area B, scientific inquiry and quantitative reasoning, there's 3 classes as well. This one's a little confusing because you're looking at these 4 areas, but you definitely have to take the math class. So that's why it's boxed in. You will definitely have to take a math class, and then you will need to take a lecture in a lab. So as you can tell, there's a B3. You'll have to take a lab. So you have the option of the different labs, but you do have to combine it with either the physical science or the life science. So, for example, you have chemistry 100 as a physical science, and then you have chemistry 100L as the lab. Or you can look into doing the biology 100 with the biology lab. So you can do either one of the physical or life science, but it does have to be combined with a lab. Make sense so far?
Yes.
All right. So then we're gonna go to area C. So then how many classes do we have to take for area B?
4. Oh, 1 free, 1 with the. Is it 2? 1 with the lab?
No, it's 3. So always refer. You can refer back to the 9 semester units. Typically a class is 3 semester units. So 9 divided by 3 is 3 classes. Always guide yourself by that. But for this one, as I mentioned, the box is the class that you definitely have to take. And then you can choose between physical or life science, but you for sure have to take a lab along with it. So how many classes do we have to take?
3.
All right, so then now we can go on to arts, humanities, and languages. Oh, arts and humanities. So for arts and humanities, this one's a little tricky too, but you do have to take 3 classes in this section, but you have to touch base in at least 2 of the categories repeatedly. So you will need to take 1 arts and 1 humanities, and then you can repeat either an art or humanity. Make sense so far? All right. So now we're gonna go to area D of social sciences. This one's much easier. You just pick 3 from all of those classes. So hopefully some of those sound interesting to you guys. Because the reason why I am looking into doing this class is because I'm glad you guys know that you want to go for a bachelor's in business, but some people might not know. And some people always say, why do we have to do general education? I kind of want you guys to look into general education as a way of exploring. You might eventually find out you don't like business and you like psychology, but you won't know until you explore in another class. So I did want to touch base on that. Which brings me to the next area, lifelong learning and self-development. This one's pretty easy. You just have to take 1 class from there. And you guys are fulfilling that by taking this class right now. Woohoo! All right, this last area I did want to touch base on as well. It's a CSU graduation requirement. You are required to cover some sort of U.S. history, whether that be in the